So what is Concentrace and why is it so important? One of the most important things to understand, I think, first and foremost is why do we need it? And back in 1912, there was a Nobel Peace Prize winner by the name of Alexis Carrel who won his Nobel in medicine. And one of the statements that he made is that soil is the basis of all human life and our only hope for a healthy world. We're either going to be healthy or unhealthy according to the fertility of the soil. Now, think about what's taken place over the last 107 years. We've industrialized, we've commercialized, we've pasteurized, we sanitized, we basically process everything we eat and drink today. There was another doctor I want to mention that I think is important too, is Dr. Charles Northern. This guy was a gastroenterologist, and he wanted to get to the root issue of why his patients were sick. And through his information and investigation, he estimated that 99% of the American population back in 1936 were deficient in these trace minerals due to agricultural farming technique. He went on to state that no matter how delicate that deficiency is within our bodies, it will sicken, suffer, and shorten our life. Now, if that information is true, that our health is based on, we're only as healthy as our soil is fertile, then the question we have to ask is, what about our soil? If we were that deficient 83 years ago because of our soil, where are we at today? And this is why we wanted to bring this information from a demonstration standpoint, giving you something to see. So the very definition of death is not when our heart stops beating. It's when all the electrical impulses in our brain stop. Well, this is just an open current, and we're going to close that circuit by alfalfa, a plant that the grandmaster of all plants, because of its root system, it can grow anywhere from 25 to 75 feet into the earth's surface, therefore utilizing soil that hasn't been touched by man. And yet at the same time, if you really stop to think about it, by the looks of our teeth, we were designed to pick it, pluck it, dig it, fish it, and kill it, and drink lots of water. So I brought my water today, and I also brought some of those fruits and vegetables that we talk about. So I'm going to put a positive negative charge into a banana. I get an electrical response. How about a tomato? How about a potato? Now I know that you're all looking at this and you know what these fruits are, but how about an orange? And by the way, that's an organic orange. How about an organic pepper? Now, to me, the question is, I understand it's organic. It's the cleanest food available. No pesticides, insecticides, herbicides, or fungicides, but from a soil standpoint, we have a long ways to go. How about the apple a day that kept the doctor away? We've heard it our whole lives. It's not what the apple tastes like, it's what the apple once offered. And to me, that is absolutely applicable to what Concentrace trace mineral drops are. That's the full spectrum ionic trace mineral product that's just like eating a raw, balanced diet, but we have control and consistency with it every single day. So with that same conductivity as we see in a plant, that's a live plant. This is a live fruit. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put in 1 drop of the liquid Concentrace. Now with that 1 drop, you can see that consistency. You see the inconsistencies here. You see that fluctuation because, again, we don't know where this food's coming from, where it's grown, but we do know where these trace minerals are coming from, and at the same time, I believe that we can bring consistency back to our diets. It's that simple. And yet, truly how simple it is that I can just open up a water bottle. I can put in, now again, it's taste preference, but I can put in 10 drops of those liquid minerals that's just like eating that raw, balanced diet. Shake it up and, we have our minerals for the day. And yet, again, going back to the trace minerals, if these minerals are no longer in our soil, they're not in our food. If they're not in our food, they're not in our body. If they're not in our body, we call that deficiency. If we don't resolve that deficiency, we call that dysfunction or dis-ease. And in our society today, if you really stop to think about it, and you think about how these individuals are feeding themselves, think about this. We overcook it, nuke it, eat it out of a can, a box, a pickup window, concession stand, a vending machine. I had to add one more just recently that I was educated on. Uber Eats. You don't even have to get out of your slippers in the morning. You can bring your favorite food right, to your front door. It's called convenience, and convenience is basically killing us today. But I would say to you that adding these trace minerals to your diet is so convenient. It's simple, it's easy, cost effective. Remember, there's no additives, no preservatives, no sweeteners. And if you're not, and of course on the label, we suggest to take it and dilute it. So by putting 10 drops into your water bottle, you should never taste it. Yet we knew that to be able to help those consumers with sensitive taste buds, we offered the Concentrace in a tablet format, we offered in a gummy, and yet at the same time, it all comes down to taste preference. Whether we're dealing with our children or our grandparents and everybody in between, it should come down to being able to mask the same concept again, the apple a day that kept the doctor away. Not what the apple tastes like, because for most people that eat apples, they take a bite, they love the taste. That's why we eat them. We don't take a bite and go, oh, that is so disgusting, but I know it's healthy for me, so I'm gonna keep eating. But in this case, by adding these minerals, whether it be in a gummy, a tablet, or a liquid, you should be able to take the same approach with that of nature, should be taste preference.